Hey there guys, it's me, it's CodePika. Well, welcome to a new segment, what I like to call CodePika Plays It. You know, I've actually been interested in getting back into the Let's Play scene. I'm pretty sure that, you sometimes just have to do something a little bit different. You kind of end up having like one end where you think something's going good, but then another end, you just don't really feel like it. So, I think I kind of just want to get back into it. And what better way is to get back with it with Super Mario 64, the very first game that I myself played on the N64. It was a very interesting title, so let's just jump right into it just to see, what we can actually do here.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
It's so interesting and fascinating that, this intro cutscene ends up giving us the very first voice acting for Mario games. Even though, realistically, we did have, other games like Mario Teaches Typing that end up having us hear Mario for the very first time. So, to be able to end up having this game, to be able to give us an introduction to Peach talking about stuff, and obviously towards the ending, it's pretty interesting. This is obviously coming off of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, the version that you can no longer get in stores, which is probably a lie. But hey, we're playing as Mario now, where his textures don't look as jagged. But hey, you know what? The controls are still relatively the same, even though this game is already also on the Virtual Console on the NSO, but you know what? That's okay. Sometimes it's better to just play whichever version you want. We end up having Lakitu, whichever one you want to call him, here. Good afternoon. The Lakitu Bros here, reporting live from just outside the princess's castle. Mario has just arrived on the scene and will be filming the action live as he enters the castle and pursue the missing Power Stars. As seasoned cameraman, we'll be shooting from the recommended angle, but you can change the camera angle with the right stick. If we can't adjust the view any further, we'll buzz to take a look at the surroundings. Stop and tilt the right stick forward. Press B to resume play. Switch camera modes with the R button. Signs along the way will review these instructions. For you reporting live, this has been Lakitu Bros. Basically giving us an introduction as to how the camera system works. It's kind of nice and, a very good way for people to end up understanding how the camera system works. So we have Bowser here basically laughing at us. All the people in the Mushroom Kingdom has been trapped inside the stars. But, that's neither here or there. We're just going to jump inside our very first painting. So you guys already know what the fundamentals of Super Mario 64 is. You basically have a total of 6 stars or 7 stars or so where you have to end up collecting them depending on what they do. In future titles, they actually do tell you where the stars are located, while in 64, they kind of don't really show you that. It is pretty interesting that they don't really actually show you where the first star or any of the stars is in this one, because I guess they kind of just wanted you to just have a fun time of exploring each level. Even though at the game's detriment, though, it does kind of get a little bit bad in terms of later stages. Not all the stages are big, mind you. Some of them are relatively small, and some of them can be a little bit medium size, I would say. But overall, you kind of already know what you're getting yourself into. You just kind of have to read what the stars say and just auto-assume what it's going to be about. The first one actually gives you an indicator that, there's the Bob-omb War that's going on with both the black and the pink Bob-ombs, or the red ones, I think we call them. And we essentially have to take out their king, otherwise known as King Bob-omb. Yeah, it's a very creative name. They didn't really actually change his name all that much. But you know what? That's fine. Obviously here, we're hearing the main theme of 64, something that everybody all remembers very fondly. I'm the Big Bob-omb. Yeah, he's not called, he just basically says, Lord of all blasting matters, King of kabooms the world over. How dare you scale my mountain? By what right do you set foot on my imperial mountaintops? You may have eluded my guards, but you'll never escape my grasp. And, whatever. The point is, dude, I gotta admit, you say I may have passed your guards, but I'm gonna be real with you. There was like only one dude, and he was kind of manning a cannon, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, this fight, you want to kind of just toss him on the field as followed, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the entire fight. He does end up tracking you for the first time, so you do have to wait for him to walk. Once he walks, then you can go ahead and get behind him and grab him. But if he grabs you, he can toss you. And the point of him is that he doesn't do any damage, thankfully. But if you toss him over, you think that you would have to toss him a la Lion King Scar style, but no, you can't really do that. It doesn't do anything. For some reason, he has jet boots, and he can just basically just get back on the field. Kind of crazy if I have to admit, I can't do that. I don't have jet boots on my feet, but you know what? That's probably okay. Anyways, that is the very first Power Star. There are a total of 120 Power Stars. If you are playing the DS version, which unfortunately Nintendo was not able to give us for whatever reason, you will only end up having more to collect, which is kind of nice. Anyways, you need Power Stars to be able to gain access to doors. Normally, people end up managing to do all the stars in one go. Sometimes we're not going to be able to do all of them. Foot race with Koopa the Quick. This was actually pretty easy because, you know, you have Koopa right there because he's a new character that just gets introduced into the painting because you picked the star particularly. You can't do any, you can do any stars that's out in the field, but just be mindful that there are some that only gets unlocked only if you chosen that star. For instance, you see that star that's right in that gate, you can actually gain access to that. There's also one with the red coins. You can always gain access to those. You don't have to do a specific mission. These type of things changes in the future titles of the 3D platformer games where they kind of limit you, and then they kind of don't limit you anymore in Mario Odyssey. Which, I don't know, can you count, like, I mean, obviously you can technically count Mario Odyssey as a 3D, like, similar to this. It's just the difference is that, compared to Odyssey, where you have the multitudes of kingdoms, 64, Sunshine, and, Galaxy, all kind of more so just have, like set zones that you could technically end up exploring. Like for Galaxy, I think you have like a total of like 3 stars you can go for each one, and each star that you go for, you kind of end up having like different segments of the levels. Whereas with Odyssey, you kind of just had like kingdoms, and the kingdoms don't really, they're just big. Like they're small ones and they're just big ones, but they're much like bigger than 64 levels or even Sunshine levels. I mean, I could also go on to say even Galaxy, because Galaxy's levels are also pretty short as well. They're not long, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's kind of a reason as to why I'm not big on Galaxy. I can understand why people like it, but it's like, I kind of wish that the levels were a little bit bigger. But maybe that's probably good as well, because if Galaxy's levels were big, it'd probably be a little bit annoying to deal with. Anyways, now that we basically have destroyed the bomb and these guys are no longer utilizing the cannons, we can kind of end up utilizing their cannon to be able to shoot us from different distances and whatnot throughout the level. And we kind of need to use this to be able to end up gaining one of the stars that is currently on the floating island. And just in case if you don't remember what star you're going for, you can always just, well, you gotta shoot yourself with a cannon first. You can always pause the game and you can be able to go ahead and see what it ends up saying on the pause menu right there. But yeah, it's interesting how each 3D Mario title is all different. I think Galaxy is, I think Galaxy and Odyssey are the longest. Sunshine I want to say is probably the shortest. I think I can say that it's the shortest because with 64, you need a total of 70 stars. And even though you can do the backwards long jump cheat, which you can't do in the All-Star version because it's actually based off of a different version that's not the US version, I think that with if you're trying to go, would you say that getting 70 stars might be a little bit, I don't know. It is pretty interesting. I would say probably maybe Mario 64 is probably shorter because of the fact you just need 70, whereas with Sunshine, you specifically have to beat the Shadow Mario a bunch of times just to be able to gain access to the Corona Mountain area. So, I don't really know. All I know is that Galaxy and Odyssey are definitely longer games. In terms of which one is longer, I don't know, because with Galaxy, you kind of have to do a little bit more and you have to travel a little bit more, whereas with Odyssey, you don't really have to do that. You only travel through the ship. And what I mean by traveling, I'm more so meaning you have to kind of walk to your area zones to be able to get to them. And you also have to realize that you're doing the little pull stars things. And if you die, you have a segment. Like, if you die in Galaxy, it does take a bit. Whereas with Odyssey, you die, you just lose coins. And it doesn't really take that long to respawn. So you kind of have to take into consideration like that. But then again, I guess it's also kind of one of those things where it's dependent on how good the player who's playing the game is. Because in reality, you never really know. It's kind of insane. Also, the bomb kind of can hit the chain chomp and makes him be all stunned for a bit. Kind of useful if you're trying to avoid him. Also, it's probably useful that you... Well, actually, no. I don't think you want to do that if you're trying to do the star there. But, hey, it's interesting. But, I mean, how you guys think of this? You know, me coming back to the whole Let's Play scene. You know, I've been thinking. It's like... It's kind of one of those things that, you know, I love talking about video games. So it's usually a chill time, you know. Basically chatting up on talking about them. It's kind of nice. You know, just sit back, relaxing, talking about the implementations of the mechanics and all that other nonsense. It's always nice. It's always a good time, you know. But yeah, so far now we're doing the red coin mission, and some of the red coins can be scattered all over the place. You can actually look at the pause menu how many red coins you actually got. So, you know, if you're wondering how much you need, but there's always 8. Every single level has a red coin mission that you have to do. In Sunshine, they will basically do this multiple times, except it will be separated. Because in Sunshine, the 100 coins do not count towards the red coins. In fact, the red coins are like separate things altogether. Which, you know, it's can say it's bad. I mean, I personally, it is what it is. But it would have been nice if you could just be able to just utilize the 100 coin mission in Sunshine with the red coins, but the red coins don't give you a counter to your coin count at all. They're just a separated thing. Whereas in this game, the coins are still something that you can just collect and also collect 100 coins. In fact, I usually end up recommending collecting 100 coins here. And then the red coins as well. If you kill this Koopa, you can actually get a blue coin, which ends up giving you a much better currency. Blue coins are very rare in the game. You can't really find them all that much, so just be mindful. Enemies can also drop coins as well. Coins are essentially your health. So say, for instance, if I get hit, I end up losing a health bar. I can basically get it back. Here's another way of doing it, which is also being in water. It's also because of the fact that until Sunshine, they implement the water is implemented by your health. So it's basically the same exact bar. So it's not a separate bar like in Sunshine and in Galaxy. I don't mind it. In all honesty, it kind of balances the game out and also kind of makes it so that you at least have yourself a health bar to manage. Whoa, buddy, calm it down. You just blew up your friend, dude. That's kind of... Oh, no, he's not. He's still alive. There are lives in the game because you can get a game over. And if you get a game over, you get sent right back into the... Okay, something died there. I don't know what, but something did. But yeah, you get sent right back to the title screen if you die. Similar to Mario... similar to old Mario games where, you know, if you get a game over, you get sent back to the title. I mean, to be fair, most games usually always just send you back to the title screen. Now, if you don't want to ground pound these things, you could just basically just run around in circles. This is something that they will kind of make a reference to in Paper Mario 64, oddly enough, where you run around in circles. It's kind of hard to do for me because you'd think I would be used to being able to just run around a stinking stump, but for some reason I can't. It's just not happening. It's just not happening for me. But you know what? That's okay. We're just gonna be normal. There we go. So yeah, if you don't want to ground pound them, you can just run around in circles. and then you can just get them that way. Recommend actually just ground pounding the Goombas, you know, a la Mario style. You don't want to go ahead and hit them because the coins do have a mind of their own and they tend to just move out. It's kind of nutty, but it is what it is. So we just run around in circles again, and booyah, there we go. And we collected some coins. We might have to collect the rest of the coins in those rings that you saw. And even though the Bomb King is gone, they still will be shooting balloon bubbles at you. I have no clue what they are. Hey, we got 64 coins. Look at that. We're finally making the Super Mario 64 reference. Also, kudos to the draw distance, or, you know, that you can still see the trees. So that's cool. I mean, that's kind of nice. It's kind of weird though, but it is what it is. You want to sometimes be careful when you use those cannons. Sometimes you can end up hitting yourself in the wrong position where you can potentially end up still taking fall damage. Yeah, you take fall damage in this game. This is the day where 3D platformers, you can take fall damage, and usually depending on at the height, you will take a lot of damage. Every game has like its share of fall damage. I don't know if I don't even remember if... No, actually, I think Sunshine does have fall damage. I don't think Galaxy does. Because realistically, you kind of are already in anti-gravity. So I think Mario's fall is softer or lower there. Or does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. It probably doesn't. It's less... the gravity is not... he has low gravity. That's literally what I was trying to say. He has low gravity. Oh my god. I cannot talk. It's like so easy to just explain, just to say he has low gravity, and that's it. Like, bro, what are you talking about? If we actually throw this, you can actually, it slides, and okay, well, we have to actually throw it at a wall for it to give us the coins. Oh my god, I forgot that we're slow when we pick up this box. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, I used to go ahead and, when I played the DS version of Super Mario 64, I always kind of just pretended that there was just, like, a bunch of other characters just walking around. Which is oddly funny, because whenever I have these stupid, dumb mindsets when playing by myself in these video games, I'm always, like, thinking to myself, like, gee willikers, man. It would be kind of nice if people actually end up making stuff like this, and they do. And then it's like, alright, well, I'm glad that I had an idea. And then everyone, I'm not the only one who had this same idea, because then it gets implemented in mods and whatnot. I'm like, thank God, I'm not the only one who had these ridiculous ideas back in the day. So, yeah. It's like a game that you can, it's like a Mario title co-op type beat where you can go ahead and just play with a bunch of other Mario heads. It's kind of nice. It's kind of what it's kind of the reasons to why people probably thought that, you know, DS was like something you can play. Like, mind you, you can, but it's not what you think. It's basically in a very small zone collecting silver stars, which is not really that interesting in my honest opinion. In all honesty, it's kind of lame. And I wish that it was implemented a little bit better. In fact, I still don't really understand why Nintendo released this version when they clearly have a definitive version right at their fingertips. But you know what? They just really, really love 64. They really, really love 64, and they cannot unlove it for whatever reason. This game is literally on so many consoles already that it has the same it almost has the same equivalent as the original Super Mario Bros. And I'm just like, okay, well, and to be fair, there's no excuse for why they're not gonna go ahead. They never released the DS version. Like, aside from the fact that it obviously has DS graphics, but all you have to do is just, you know, HDify it, and that's it. I mean, yeah, I know it sounds like, oh, you make it sound easy, but I mean, if they took time, they probably could do it, though. You just gotta admit, though, like, you know, they didn't really need to give us this version again. Like, yeah, they touched it up in terms of the textures and stuff, but come on, man. Also, in Sunshine, they made these 100 coins a little bit more of a pain in the ass because for some reason, Nintendo decides to have a specific spot for the friggin' Shine Sprite to show up for. Yeah, I think it's probably due to the nature of the fact that if you notice how it shows up wherever you get the last coin, there's a part in the game where you can kind of end up having it show up in a grate, and if it shows up there, well, that's it. So, and you can't get it because you wasted your time. It's very hilarious and not funny at all. But yeah, that's our 100 coin and a red coin out of the way. I think the next star we're not able to get because of the fact that we need a power up. Unless, you know, we went out of our way for it anyways. Can we do this one? Alright, yeah, we can't do this one. Which is unfortunate. So we have to leave. Also, for the record, I should mention that if you actually try to leave, if you jump, you... Well, actually... Okay, you can't do it here. Alright, we're gonna go to the area that gets referenced in Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't know why they referenced this course of all things. Personally, I would have picked Babam Battlefield. I don't know why they chose this one. I guess it's because... No, why did they choose this course? Why Womp's Fortress as a throwback galaxy? I don't really understand. I mean, it is what it is, but it's like, why though? You know? Why did you guys reference this course of all things? These guys have eyes. But yeah, this course was reintroduced in Galaxy 2. I kind of wish that they did a little bit more with Throwback Galaxy because there's kind of reason as to why it would have been nice for, I feel that the throwback was much better implemented in Odyssey, in all honesty. Like, not to be the Odyssey lover or anything. It's just, I just felt that it just felt a little bit better. You had the Peach Castle theme. You had the, you had multiple segments that obviously reference bits and pieces of, alright, cool, I did that wrong. I swear I'm good at this game. His AI has been not broken. Alright, whatever. Anyways, do that. Anyways, yeah, I feel like it was a little bit better implemented there, but whatever. There you go. So yeah, you can do that. It's, funny. I don't really understand why you can't do that, but you know what? It's cool. Who cares? He's dead. I win, and you didn't. But yeah, I felt that they could have just did a little bit more, in all honesty. But it is what it is. They basically did. The Throwback Galaxy was nice, even though it was in an expansion pack of Super Mario Galaxy 1, but it's fine. Anyways, once you defeat and dethrone the Thwomp King, don't worry, that's like the last king throughout the entirety of this game. Unless you're playing the DS version where you get Goomba King and King Boo, who basically becomes an enemy in Super Mario, in Luigi's Mansion. But, yeah. Obviously, we all know where the secret spot is at. Well, clearly I don't. It's right here. Oh my gosh. It's been so many years. In all honesty, it's so funny that when people found out about that, it was actually a very good revelation. And in fact, it's such a revelation that I'm going to go ahead and just, you know, mention it too, that with Castlevania, that was also the same thing too, where there's Castlevania 64, or I think Legacy of Darkness, where if you use, I think like the Konami code, you can be able to gain access to all the characters. And nobody knew that. Nobody thought to use the damn Konami code to actually end up getting access to all of that. It's kind of insane and also very, very funny. But hey, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of how it feels to go ahead and end up finding out about something of an old video game. Really says a lot that there's like so much in an old video game that not even news can be able to end up covering back in the day. That's nice. Also, this is kind of like a WTF type star because like it says shoot into the wild blue. Like obviously the talking to people is really hard. I don't know how to talk to people. But anyways, yeah, it says shoot in the wild blue, but it's like, what does that even mean? What do you mean by that? Well, it basically means that you shoot in the wild blue. You see the wild blue over there? That's pretty much it. And watch that not actually be the star. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not, because in all honesty, I don't really remember what each star is. I know there's one in the wall, which is basically like break a wall or something. Is that even the one? Yeah, shoot into the wild blue. I think the only reason why it says that is because, you know, you just have to shoot in the wild blue. Shoot where the blue is at. Duh. Also, if you're to be fair, I guess I should probably mention it. There are some toads here. They can't move. They do not have the ability to move, even though they look very happy. I don't know if they're happy because Mario is here, or they're happy that they can just jump and that's it. They are stuck in the walls. It's not really. I think they do tell you that they're stuck in the walls, but you know what? That's fine. I don't know it. I don't see it, nor do I care. Anyway, it's time for my favorite course. This painting gets changed in the DS version into bubbles. Why? I do not know why. My favorite theme. This is not the one. I mean, this is there's like two versions of the theme. There's the one where you're above level, and then when you get into the treasure chest part of it, it changes the song. It adds like extra instruments. Or also when you're in the water too. I just listen to it. Can we come back out? Oh wait. Is it because I'm touching the water? Oh wait, let me get out of the water first. Hold on. I like to figure this out real quick. Let's hear it. Hear that? You just see you just hear the difference. But then when you go back into the water, let's add his instruments. Oh man, I love the water version of this theme. It's similar to that one course in 3D in 3D World, where when you're in the water, it's the beach level in 3D World, where you're in the water and it just sounds so good. That song is my Dire Docs. I love this theme. This is my favorite theme, even though I keep thinking that it sounds like friggin' Winnie the Pooh. Do not ask. I don't really like this part here. It just sounds like Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. I'm weird and it makes no sense, but I have to mention that, because if I didn't, somebody will say this sounds nothing like Winnie the Pooh. And you know what? You're probably right. I'm probably an idiot and probably hearing things. Wouldn't be surprised. But you know what? I don't care. It sounds like it to me. And that is all I'm gonna say. Because I really don't care. Because I'm Mario. And then it resets the song, which I don't think it did that in the original game. Well, the original 64 version anyways. Anyways, this segment here, you basically have to pick the right treasure chest. If you don't, you will probably just end up dead, which is probably going to happen to me. And I'm dead. Alright, GG's, guys. Alright, awesome. And, wow. I died the similar way to Sonic does it in Sonic and 2D Sonic games. Awesome. That is terrible. Hey, was it just gonna just listen to this? Okay, it's like I think we could be done. Let's just sit in the water. Let's just listen to the rest of the song. Anyways, actually no. Let's go get the star. I know what the stupid dumb combination is. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna even get this star. I'm gonna go get the other one, because you can have that ship, Unagi. You can have it. I don't even want it anymore. I'm just gonna go after the next one. The other one with the electrifying treasure chest. Alright, cool. Whatever. But if you come to this spot, you get some more added instruments into it. Ow. Yep, and you hear the added instruments. I do like that though. I don't know if this is the only song that does this. If it is, it kind of sucks. Because it's like, why is this the only song that actually had effort put into it? these treasure chests come back in Mario Party 1. And probably also Mario Party 2. Alright. But I think that's the end of part 1, or episode 1 of Super Mario 64. So, yeah. If you guys go ahead and like this, leave a like and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys next time in the next episode. Laters. And have yourselves a good one.